Okay, good morning children. This is Srinivas here from Scientific Students. Today we are celebrating Sir C.V. Raman's birthday in a solar way. So I want to present this video to all of you to make you understand how solar photovoltaic module, I mean the solar plate, what we all call, how it is working. And also, as we all know that I am preparing solar soldiers, through making a solar student study lamp, so that at young ages, if I can connect all my students of the nation to sun energy, the green energy, the free energy, and the nation can be greatly benefited, and also universe, because global warming can be controlled. So now at this point of time today in this particular experiment, what I wanted to make you all understand is open voltage of the solar plate. Here the solar plate what I have here with me is used regularly in our solar lamps. Okay, so this particular solar photovoltaic module has 5 cells here. So all these 5 cells are in series. Each cell is designed and made to offer 1.2 volts. So when they are there, they are offering, because they are all connected in series, so 1.2 plus 1.2 plus 1.2 plus 1.2, 1.2, all the summing of all the cells, it became around 6 volts. But the size of the cell limits your current supply. Though they are all connected in series, added the voltage, but current remains same, the supply capacity of every single cell. So here every single cell can supply you the maximum of here in this case only 250 milliamperes. That's why a series connection of all this one array is going to be 6 volt at 250 milliamperes. In similar, I want from this entire module output voltage around 6 volts open voltage at this connector, but the current capacity I want 0.5 ampere. That's why what we did here, this array parallel with another similar array. Then when we parallel 2 different arrays, automatically this particular voltage is going to remain constant, but however parallel connection will give you double the current. So that's where we got an ampere of 0.5 amperes, because 250 milliamperes, 0.25 amperes, 0.25 amperes summed up from these 2 different arrays. So ultimately the ampere rating what we have here is 0.5 amperes. But however, the cells are series here, so 6 volts, parallel to 6 volt, another array B, so automatically the 6 volt at 0.5 amperes is the current what we have today here. So in this case, when we load this particular connector into some charge control unit or something, wherever, like whatever way, directly connecting to a motor or a kind of light or whatever. So this 6 volts open circuit voltage, 6 volt will come down to 5 volts DC. So that is because of some regulation. We will discuss later about the regulation points and all that. So because now when it is loaded, the terminal voltage of this solar panel drops down to 5 volt. At 5 volt, 0.5 ampere is the source power what we have. So you all know that power is equal to voltage and current. So a product of voltage and current becomes the power. So here the power is going to be, the maximum voltage on the load is 5 volt here when sun rays are fully falling on it. At the same time, the current is 0.5 amperes what you can get out of this panel, because they're all designed in that way now. So 5 volt multiplied by 0.25 amperes is going to be the maximum power which it can deliver, is nothing but 5 volts multiplied by 0.5 amperes is 2.5 watts. So power is measured in watts. You understand, my dear friends? So finally, how much power I get from this small panel, just like my palm top, like a tab or whatever. So if you just place it in a particular sun rays, and then I can show you by measuring that particular open voltage or current, whatever you see now. I'm going to show you the voltage, open voltage. The open voltage is 6 volts now, my dear friends. Beautiful. Our Harika helping us to keep she optimized the direction of the solar panel so that she kept exactly to the perpendicular to the light rays falling on the panel. That's where, because of optimum conditions. Under the optimum conditions, you can come here, Harika, and show to people the way. Yeah, you can. Okay. So you see, here you can see this particular voltage as well the sun rays falling on the panel, open voltage. Now this particular open voltage, maybe 6 volts, is going to be dropped down to 5 volts because we are connecting some load across onto this. So this particular terminal, I wanted to take out this one. Now I want to I want to calculate the current measurement. So I am keeping in a 10 amperes mode, and then I'm shifting the position for measuring current. Okay, so now you all can see it's zero current because it's open circuit, nothing is connected. But now I'm short circuiting the panel with this my arrangement. Then when I'm short circuiting, then you can see the current 0.25 amperes now, because sun rays are not exactly falling onto that panel. So the short circuit current, I have short circuited now. The output of the panel I'm short circuited. So you can show me, like here, come here and show me. So sun rays are falling on it, and there is a voltage onto this terminal, but the reading now I'm trying to measure the current, and it is 0.31 ampere short circuit current. Okay, so it can go maximum based on the sun rays falling on it. It can go up to 0.5 amp, because that is the designed, the arrays, cell array, and all designed for the maximum short circuit current of 0.5 ampere. So you can get that much of, as you all know that the voltage on load, it is 5 volt multiplied by the short circuit current. That is the current strength the panel has got. If you multiply the both, the power, you can find it out. Okay. Anyway, now I have removed the particular current measurement thing, and again going to see the voltage and all the stuff like that. And now I am going to keep it back to normal so that I can always measure the voltage and all the resistance and all. But only for current I need to change the position. Okay. Now we are going to, ultimately our goal is to make this kind of, with this panel, we wanted to save the energy, receive the sun energy. You know that in sun ray we have two different components. One is light ray, other is the heat ray. The light ray has got a photon energy. So this particular photon energy we wanted to convert into electrical energy. That is the process which is happening here in the silicon wafers, like silicon cells and all. So the series parallel combination is going to help you anyway very nicely to get the required electrical DC power output. So here, to generate electricity, you don't have to burn the coal, you don't have to do anything other than just keeping this panel in sun rays. You get electricity, so simple and cool and green. Okay. Now, see whatever energy I am getting here, this energy, we made this particular solar photovoltaic in fact, the solar study table lamps. So how beautiful they are, you just see solar study table lamps. Okay. Now I am going to connect this connector, solar connector, into this. And I can see here the LED is flashing here, green flash, it is just blinking like this, which indicates it is charging now. It indicates it is charging now. Okay. So once it is fully charged, the battery which is there inside this, once it is fully charged, automatically it will not blink. It will permanently, it is green, so that you understand that the battery is fully charged. And then we can take it out, this connector, and then make use of this particular charged energy during your nighttime study very nicely. Very beautiful. You see all that, it's so much. If you press once, it is stop. If you press once, it gives some light. If you want more light, it will give more light if you press second time, based on the voltage what we apply to the LED first time and second time little more. So more the voltage across the LED, more the current. So more the bright, more the power consumption. So whenever you want to consume more power and have more bright, so press 2 times. Whenever you just want more backup, then in that case first time only just press once and you get little light. That's sufficient enough to manage your home as a emergency light. But when your study purposes and all like this, then what you can do, you can keep this way. Yeah. So you can have my bright light and you can keep your books and study. Now the thing is how all these things are happening here. These things are happening here because these things are happening because there is charge control unit inside this too. Okay, this is a gooseneck as well. The beauty of this gooseneck is you can bend whatever way you want, like a flashlight or a table lamp, or say in whichever direction you wanted to keep your lamp on. You can enjoy the way you want. Nothing goes wrong in it. You can use as a making lamp or something like, this is very beautiful. You can change all the directions. You can make all that. You can make and fun. It's a big fun also. You can enjoy all that. Now the interesting question you can ask me, how long they can glow like this without any electrical connections? Because they are already charged during daytime when you are getting free energy, green energy from your sun, photovoltaic sun. So in fact you are keeping this connector into the charge ports. We have a charge port here now. So when power is given inside and when sun rays are coming onto this, the lamps are off. Because anyway sun rays are there, why do you need a light? So when light energy is falling, then you don't need the light. That's why when power is coming from the solar plates for charging, then automatically the light is off. Okay, this is one interesting fact. And similarly, now you must ask me, what is the electronics is there inside this bottom assembly? This is top assembly, only LED kind of things and all assembly and reflector and all for the light proper illumination and all. But however, here in the bottom inside, in fact, we have this assembly. So in this assembly, actually this is a charge control unit and it's a battery. It's a rechargeable battery and the specifications of this battery. Okay, now you need to understand what exactly is the electronics inside the bottom assembly. So here we have a most beautiful something called electronics control. It is a LED driver and a charge control together. So the way it helps you is whenever charge process is going on, so it must stop charge for the battery the moment the battery capacity is reached. So that is one particular, that's overcharge cutoff. So the overcharge cutoff is also there inside this design. At the same time, in fact, the rate of charge also should be controlled. Otherwise what happens, you suppose say you are getting more and more and more and light and more voltage and then more current going into this. Suppose this battery is designed to get a charge of 1 ampere hour continuously on an average, and if you are providing a charge of 5 ampere or something like with the bigger plates and all, then definitely it can't handle that much of high charge currents. So automatically that will be a problem for the battery. It gets a lot of heat and then it might go bad also. That's where we have to control the rate of charge entering into the battery, I mean per hour or whatever. Okay. So that is one condition. The other condition is when we start using this stored energy through an LED kind of this connection, then at the time also it should not allow all the energy what is there inside. There must be some condition, because this is based on the, suppose if you use lead acid battery, you can never draw a current more than 0.5 amp, 0.5, I mean 50% energy whatever it is there. So as it is lipophosphorus battery, so lipo battery is actually up to 90% you can discharge them. Suppose say it is 2100 milliampere hour battery, you can drain up to 1800 easily without any trouble. Okay, so that is the beauty of these chemicals, and it charge fast and it can discharge to the maximum capacity of the battery. So that is the beauty of this rechargeable battery. And at the same time, the charge control circuit will help you to stop at low level of the battery. The deep discharge should not be allowed. That's why, so this design will help you to cut off the load when the terminal voltage of the battery reaches bottom level. That's another beauty of this particular design. At the same time, we have another control here, like suppose say, if you press once, then off the bright, and if you press second time, full bright. All these conditions are designed into the surface mounting the device circuitry of this charge control unit. So the charge control unit has one port where you can connect your solar plate, the connector, and this white connector is for the connecting battery, and the other one is a black one which is for the load like LED or whatever, fan or whatever, something like that. And here this particular LED, to make you understand whether it is blinking, that is for charge is going on. When it is permanent green, then you need to understand that battery is fully charged. You can make use of the lamp whatever way you want. And the other way around, when it is red, that means it is disconnecting your load in no time, that because battery is totally getting exhausted. To protect the battery from the deep discharge, then it will show you in red color, orange color, something like that. And here is a switch for your purpose, like when you press this button for a number of times, so this particular button will go and trigger this particular button inside the charge control unit, something like that. Okay. Anyway, I hope you all understood a lot of much. Now I wanted to sum up this particular video today, saying that we have discussed about solar photovoltaic module with that particular series parallel combination of cells, and then the module capacity, open voltage, and the short circuit current, and the maximum power what you get out of, that also is discussed. And here for the students purpose, the most interesting, most useful for them is this particular solar study lamp and its internal parts, and the bottom assembly and the top assembly, and all discussed with this multimeter. I made you understand the voltage and current and all. So here I must thank my best friend Mr. Nanda Kishore, who helped me to get the mic what we are using today. Is D3 Pro, first time used for this kind of live recordings. And also I must thank Mr. Kishore, another friend, who gave me that high-def camera to connect this particular D3. And also I must thank my Solanki sir from IIT Bombay, Energy Swaraj founder, to help me understand all about sun and solar energies and all. Okay, so let's do something very great, this coming Diwali as a solar Diwali. Okay, so let's do that. So you all need to understand that why we need to update and upgrade in solar technologies. Basically, we need to understand global warming. So that's where we have developed a web page called scientificstudents.com/solarlab.html. If you go to that web page, then you will understand why we need to understand all about global warming, climate change, and then how students connected at young age to the concepts of solar can greatly help them understand solar and sun energy and design their own solar home systems. All these things they can understand. That's why I must thank my girl here with me, Harika, helping me since last 4-5 days, coming and working with me and developing a lot of subject activities and all. And also I have another Jeevan Kumar here. So since last couple of months he is working all the way. I could able to get good support and company with this Jeevan Kumar to develop the web page called solarlab.html under the domain scientificstudents.com. So once again I repeat the resource, scientificstudents.com/solarlab.html. That is for you all. Now I am happy to inform you all that though these particular lamps were designed to make with soldering and all, we have modified them with no soldering also. You can make them. That's where we have specially modified these lamps and kits and all. We are preparing kits and then we are sending to students, and then online mentoring, helping them. So such kind of online mentoring, one class we have scheduled for Diwali day, 14th of November. So those who are interested, definitely they can go through my website and then fill up the Google form, and then with that details we'll get back, and then we'll send the kit, and then we'll keep enter that online mentoring session. So I think this is a wonderful time we all had, and thank you very much. And I wish you all once again that Sir C.V. Raman's inspiration, only one Nobel Prize winner from India so far, from almost 90 years, 1930, from physics. He is a Nobel Prize winner, he is a Nobel laureate of India in sciences. But however, in next after 10 years, it is going to be 100 years as well. Now it is 2020, 2030 is going to be 100 years now. but now today's population is 130 crores or 135 crores of India, might even become 150 crores of population, and definitely it is a serious point that we all must think and understand and grow ourselves to produce, India produce many more, maybe much better even laureates or even much better laureates of the universe. Okay. So I wish all my children will understand what Sir C. Raman has done during the time when he is returning from Europe, and why he always had a question in my mind, observation, that why sky is blue and sea is blue. And with that observation he just added one question, why, and based on that he did his experimenting, and then his experiment helped greatly to the, that's called Raman effect. And you need to figure out what Raman effect, why name given to that, what is the effect helping, and how, all that. And today's my final question is Raman effect, the knowledge of light and energy of light, can help us understand the solar energy? So because this also is converting the photon energy of the light ray into electrical energy, similar to that, Raman's effect, what it is doing, how it is helping, why he became Nobel laureate. So you all can recently, one month back we have come across many more science laureates and all. So anyway, my dear friends, we will discuss again next upcoming sessions. Now and then I will be recording a lot of videos and all through high quality audios and high quality videos and all that. I will improve day by day, and I will share all my knowledge of my life, and then I'll share with all of you, and let's do something. Okay, now what is that I wanted to say chorus with all of, like Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vignan. Okay, so Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Make in India, made in India, skill India, school India. So Children's Circuit Lab and Solar Lab, all these things will work very greatly, and let's make the things happen. Past made in Japan, present made in China, but now and then only make in India. It is going to possible with all my children making ability. That's what is my goal and wish. Let's work together, make India inventive and innovative and towards productive India. Bye bye.